Thursday the 11th. It is 7. It is 7 p.m. I had a coffee this morning, and I have a black Americano in my cup right now. And that is it. That is it. I went down to get meat from the meat place I love to go, and they had just gotten sold out. Someone literally came and got it all, and they didn't have any ground sirloin because I do the picanha right now. So I ordered a bunch for tomorrow because they're supposed to have it come in tomorrow. So they are going to shave me up some tomorrow, a couple of different ways, a bunch. I think I'm buying myself 5 pounds, Dino 2, and my mom 3 pounds. Hers is going to be a whole. They're going to cook it in the pressure cooker like you would a roast. So yeah, so what you didn't see me eat yesterday is I got hungry and I had about a couple of slices of it left. So I don't know what time it was, 3, 2, 4 a.m. I don't know. I was hungry. So I made it and I ate it. And I know I said I wasn't going to get on the scale, but I got on the scale and it didn't hurt the scale because I was down to 233. The reason I don't want to get on the scale because I don't want to restrict my eating if my weight starts to go up a little while I'm getting used to so much food. This is a lot more food than I eat in a day. Even when I wasn't doing keto, I only ate 1 meal a day, and it was really small, like a small baked potato, crackers, really no protein to be truthful. Like 2 slices of bread with cheese, like a grilled cheese. Usually it wasn't even grilled, or just a little. Had 40 carbs. I would eat a sandwich that had like some deli meat and cheese in it, and the bread made it 40 carbs, and then that's all I would eat all day long. So I'm eating way more times, way more calories, way more fat than I did when I gained all this weight. So yeah. So I was fighting with the sirloin because I have frozen ground sirloin, so it's in the microwave defrosting. I was fighting with it because the styrofoam and everything was stuck to it. And when I ran water on it, it wasn't coming off. I finally got it off though. And it is in here, and we're gonna cook. I'm not sure yet what we're cooking, but we're gonna cook because I'm hungry. And of course, I was trying to explain to Gino today. He's like, can't you eat something different? I'm like, no, because it's like I'm starting over. I'm trying, basically this is a elimination diet of histamines. So if you see me add something or test something that is not keto, this is elimination diet of high histamine and medium histamine items, which means sometimes you might see me later in the future add low histamine items that is, most people would say, isn't keto. But that is way later in the future. Oh, hold on, my cat fell. She was trying to get on the washing machine, but she missed it and she fell hard. So I was going to put her up here as a nice mommy, and she ran and hid. I don't know where she is. That one's Piper. But we are working on histamine right now. So at least for 90 days, we are just adding carnivore type products, at least for a while. There she is. Hold on. Okay, now she's happy. This is my washer dryer. When I'm not using it, it's their house, especially these two. Also keeps them, I have 8 cats. Anywhere that will keep them up off the ground so I'm not tripping on them, I turn into their beds. I don't need to be using any of this space anyways if I'm not washing laundry. So that's their sleepy bed. Sharky's trying to get up there now. They're telling me there's a mouse back there or something, because they're constantly laying down here trying to get underneath it. But I keep hitting it just to see, like, try to scare it out of my house. It's the bad thing about dryer vents. Always gets bad things in it. Okay, as I was trying to say before I got distracted, hopefully this is not frozen anymore, we'll see in a second, is I am doing the beef that I know that doesn't make me sick, because there's a lot of beef that does. I love ribeye, but I will throw up intensely eating ribeye. So right now we're doing the beef. a bacon that doesn't make me sick, my coffee, my collagen, no sweet and low, which is very hard for me, especially with Starbucks. No, like, really, and like fresh mozzarella. We haven't tried eggs yet. Maybe I'll try eggs tonight. I don't know yet. But some people might call it a BBBE, but it's not, because I allow myself a squirt of Skinny Girl twice a day. I allow myself heavy cream, just a few tablespoons. I'm allowing myself fresh mozzarella. So it's not BBBE, but those are the basic meats I'm allowing right now to test the waters and see what gives me heartburn and what doesn't. And when I mean heartburn, I mean GERD. There we go. I pronounced it right, but I hate having to concentrate. It's so hard to pronounce it correctly. I have to play it in my brain, the spelling, as I'm pronouncing it. Otherwise, it comes out GER. That's just, I'm Southern. But that's just how it is. I have to concentrate too hard to do something that is uncomfortable for my mouth. Let's just put it that way. Or my tongue. Whatever. So, we're just doing the basics. So we can see what gives me this severe gushing heartburn, because I don't want to have to keep going off keto and eating freaking crackers all the time to calm that down and gain all this weight and get all these other health problems. So we're doing the basics. You can call it an elimination diet, but I'm calling it a histamine, low histamine to no histamine diet, and then slowly going to add stuff in and see what happens. We are never going near the high histamine list, because I know my body has too much histamine to begin with, so we're not putting any more in there. And there's been tons of research and tons of different views on egg whites. And it really comes out that it's really the person, and egg whites don't seem to mess with too many of the percentage of histamine people unless you have a severe allergy to it. I have no allergy to eggs anymore, at least according to my latest test, but that is the problem. My body says otherwise, so that's why we got to see. We're just gonna go with it and see. So let me figure out what to make with this. I think I'm just gonna keep this really simple, but I don't feel like pulling out pots and pans and stuff, so I think I'm just going to air fry it. I'm just going to make hamburger patties. We're going to use my chef blend. And I'm hoping this does not have any bad effects on me. And we're just going to do a patty. Use wax paper for anything. I don't even accidentally bought it. So we're just going to use it real fast. A little frozen in spots, but other spots are too cooked. So maybe if I mix it together, you can literally see where it started to cook. And I'm making a mess. I'm going to have to throw some away. Should have fixed the camera better. Okay. I don't feel like pulling out my masher. I suck. I don't like touching hamburger meat because it gets my nails. So I suck at doing it myself. Are you going to put some more salt? Because that really was not coming out very well. Let's get the big old hole. There we go. I hope I have more of this one. I got to check and see. Because the Chef Blend really is my favorite. If I was told I could only have one, I would probably have to go with Chef Blend. I prefer smoking with the cherry because I use cherry wood smoke. But Believe it or not, this helps me hold it together better. And hopefully it stays better. See, this one's already falling apart. And I don't want to put an egg in it. Okay. This is clean enough. I used it this morning and rinsed it off when I was done. Well, last night. And it's falling apart. This ain't working. I hate making hammers because of this reason. Okay, I guess I'm getting it in my nails, which I can't stand. I always use a press. I've never used my hands, so I don't know how to keep it together without a press. But I'm so sick of doing dishes. And I cannot stand them fat. I hate a fat hammer. You know, when people cook hammers and they get that whole dome in the middle, I hate it. I don't even want to eat it. I don't think this is going to work. This is not going to work. Okay, that is not going to work. Hold on. Oh, you can see the grease from the steak. Which means I'm going to have to clean that out before I can use this. Okay, hold on. This is becoming very difficult, and I want it simple. I want it simple and no dishes. I am so sick of dishes. Like, I want to scream with all these dishes all the time. It's never ending, never ending. Okay. Okay, I gotta go wash this stupid thing. Alright, one of the issues is I cannot stand ground hamburger meat cooked on a stove unless it has a sauce or it's covered in cheese or something, because it's gross to me. Bowling in a pan, like frying up in a pan. So I'm hoping I'll like in an air fryer. I really want it as a patty, but that is not happening. That is not happening. So, hopefully, this will work. I'm really worried because it's going to be in its own grease, and that was the whole purpose not to be. That's why I want to use the air fryer thing. But as the thing is blowing, it would fall right through. So, okay, I'm just going to stick in the air fryer and we'll see how it works. So, this is a problem I'm going to end up having. I am not hungry when I wake up at all, not even a tiny bit. The thought of eating makes me extremely nauseous. There's no desire to eat. But then I have a billion errands. And then, because I'm doing low histamine, meaning no leftovers of any kind, meaning I'm going to have to eat all that meat. Or someone else is going to have to eat the rest. Which means there's no meal prepping. I can't meal prep. There will be no meal prepping. Now, if that wasn't frozen, it would be easier. If they had had my steak, it would have been easier. Now that I have to eat all that meat, I'm not sure I'm going to put any eggs in it. But I will be trying eggs soon. I have never eaten hamburger meat with just salt, so thank goodness for smoked salt. I've always put, like I said, mustard or something on it, and it's always had tons of cheese. I might put a couple of slices of the fresh mozzarella. We'll see. I'm going to check on this. Oh. And silly me put my thing I was stirring the meat with into the sink. Which means I have to dirty up another thing. But I got these on Amazon. Okay? Here, let me show you all of them. If you want to know what they are, I'll find the link where I bought it. But it came with all of these babies. See all these beautiful babies? I got my mom a set too. She wanted one. It came with 20 pieces. Is there any in this one? Yep. See, I had to put some down here. There's one in the dishwasher too. It came with this little thing, which they fit in it, but it doesn't hold them all. See, I got a piece over here. But it was $20, and they are pure silicone. Okay, there is no braidts in it. It's not a wood. It's pure silicone, and that's what I've been looking for. But I've been paying like $4 and $5 a piece, like at Ross and different places. And a whole set, it's like $20 on Amazon. Of course, you only have like, I think there's a khaki white color, coffee black, and pink. Pink was the cheapest, and that's what I wanted. So I was thrilled, but they are very good quality. So they are hard silicone. So it's the silicone material, but there's hard underneath. So a lot of the silicones, the ones I buy, they're just floppy, 100%. There's nothing underneath there. But these ones have, I don't know, plastic, metal, I have no clue. Something's under there making it nice and sturdy and not so floppy. So now we're just waiting for this. Okay, so I weighed it out. It's 11.7. I'm not using any kind of macro, no carb managers, nothing like that, because I'm not eating carbs. But in my videos, it tells me how much I ate. So if I want to go back in the future and add it to see, I can. Alright, so I have my fresh mozzarella. It's always the wet kind for it to be fresh. Opened it yesterday. I can't keep it very long, so I need to eat it as fast as possible. So I'm just going to put some on here, making sure they really do weigh ½ an ounce each, because that's what it said. And they do. So I did 1½ ounces of cheese, the mozzarella, just to see what happens. And it is now 7:40, and I am starving, and this will be my only meal of the day, so I'm going to go relax and eat this. Okay, I've crawled into bed. It's 2 a.m. and I'm just going to try to fall asleep, but I'm not sleepy. Anyways, earlier I did my VR headset, my Quest 3, a couple of my dance workout apps in there. I only did 45 minutes. I would have done it longer, except it started downloading a bunch of updates, which with my internet cannot handle it. I can play it on some really crappy internet, like a 1 download speed, with no problem. But if it's doing like updates and crap, forget it. It starts lagging and making me sick, because it starts freezing up. So I just charged, and the battery was about to die soon. So I went and charged it, and it's still doing update and charging, and it's 2 a.m. and that was like at 11 something. I've had water. I'm able, this is 32 ounces. I'm able to drink water today. This is my second one. I shouldn't be drinking it this late at night because I'm already peeing like a crazy person. However, and yes, I'm taking the keto chow drop electrolytes. I haven't tried the salty, even though I have it. I've not tried it yet. But I'm really thirsty. Like, it's also because I'm breathing through my mouth because my nose is stopped up and it makes my mouth feel dry and my throat feel dry. So I need something. Usually I'm drinking coffee all night or the Zedias, but I'm out of them. And I don't want coffee this late at night. So I'm trying the water. It burns just a tiny bit, but not a whole lot inside my stomach. It just burns a little. And that's from the water because I'm having issues with water. And I'm hoping the more I do this elimination, the more my stomach will be able to tolerate water. I'm not the only person that water gives heartburn. And usually I could drink my pH water, but the last 2 bottles I've opened, I've not been able to handle it. So I don't know. But, yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know. I did get a little hungry, and I was going to cook some bacon, and I was like, it's so late at night, let's just drink some water. And that's where the water came in. And then the hunger went away. So I think I was thirsty, not hungry. I can never tell the difference between the signals. It's both my stomach growling, but a lot of times it's just my body's thirsty because I am peeing a lot. When I go to try the salty flavors, I've given my mom all the ones I do not like flavors I normally do not like, because I don't want to tell y'all like a mango's gross when, first of all, I'm allergic to normal mango, and I don't know if this is just artificial flavoring or not. And second of all, I can't stand mango. The same with peach. I used to love real peaches, but I was allergic to them. But I don't like artificial peach flavors. So anything that I knew I would not like the flavor of. I don't really do citrus flavor stuff because that does cause me to have horrible heartburn. Even the skinny syrup citrus stuff, can't have any of them, like the Blue Mermaids or anything like that. The heartburn's so bad I could throw up, even though it's usually artificial. It doesn't matter. So I won't be trying any of those. I'm trying, and I kept like the watermelon. I kept like the chocolate. I don't remember if there's a salted caramel. I hope there's a salted caramel. So I kept ones like those two. If there is a salted caramel, I really don't remember. But if there's a chocolate and a salted caramel, which there's a chocolate, I will be trying them in my coffees, hot. And then the other ones will be used for water to try. And I will let y'all know what I think of them. I will compare it to, like a week. I'm assuming it's going to be a week flavor. So like, oh, I put a cap full of skinny syrup, not this time, but I usually put that much in a 32-ounce water, and I like the taste of it. So I'm going to compare it to something like that, like a hint, and if it's stronger, I'll let you know. Now, I will be honest, I love Real Life, Light, or whatever it's called. I love the watermelon one, and I love their berry one. I love the salt part of it, too. Like, I really love those electrolytes, and, so does my mom. But this one is supposed to be cleaner. So, we're gonna try it. And I'm gonna be completely honest with flavor. But I just gotta keep reminding myself that it's not going to be salty, because everyone says it's not salty. But I'm going to shut up now and turn off the lights and try to go to sleep, which I doubt it. Welcome to my life. It's really hard for me to sleep at night. Dino doesn't even go to bed until after 7 a.m. So, yeah. Hopefully my meat comes in tomorrow and I can go pick it up. Okay, I'm going to try to record while petting Sharky because he's being a brat, screaming. So, I went down to a Chatham Meat Co. I think I have a picture that I'm going to put in here of their sign. It took me about 45 minutes, which I was having a blast talking the whole entire time of why they shredded all my meat and cut some stuff. So, the mozzarella, though, is from Lidl's. It was on sale. Weigh-in dates. We don't have to worry about that. They were like $1 something, so I'm excited. Let's get into it. So, picanha is what I'm doing now. So, this one is mine. You can see the fat. That one is mine. And that one is Dino's. No fat. Okay, I'm going to try some pork belly in the air fryer as well. Now, y'all, Dino's has no fat. So, they sold me his fat for $1. Okay, 99 cents. Y'all. And this is really good fat. Like they said, it is so pure. This one is up in the rib cage area, I think he said. He sold it to me for $1 a pound as well. I have a month in the fridge before I have to use it because I think I'm going to render it down to tallow. To have some tallow. This one, I'm going to be eating, y'all. I'm going to air fry that sucker and eat it. But I need to put this away. Get me some food going because it's 5:30. I'm starving. I did go to eat at 2 when I talked to them on the phone and said I could be there. No, I guess it was 3. And so I could be there at 4 to get all this done. So I had to get going and do all my other errands and get there by 4. So I have not eaten and I'm hungry. So let's cook some air fried picanha. Alright, it's 6 o'clock. I'm starving. I went ahead and air fried the rest of the way my bacon that I was cooking this morning and ran out of time. And then I made my picanha with my chef blend from Real Salt, Redmond's Real Salt. And I got me some water. And I'm starving, so it is time to eat.